Hello, hello. Let's get everybody on board. See what we got going on. Here we go. Here we go. Hello, hello. Hi, hi. Gigpreneur. What's happening? What's going on? Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SidekickSean.com, and I help folks create a side income using social media. Why not? Shoot, everybody's on social media. Why not create a side income out of it? You know what I mean, jelly beans? So, hey, decent hour. A lot more decent than the past several nights. Let's be truthful, huh? I've been going live like at 2, 3 in the morning, and I'm not a fan of that. I can tell you that much. But we do what we got to do. Tonight, I got an interesting one for you. And that is Parker. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Burnell, what's happening? If you are new, let me know where you're coming in from. It'd be nice to know where everybody is in from. Drop it in the comments. Let's go. If you're not following me, let's go. What you doing not following me? Let's go. So I got an interest. Man, it is warm. I should have turned the air conditioner on. I digress. I should have turned the air conditioner on. It is so warm. I'm in Southern Cal. So I have an interesting one for you tonight. In psychology, there is a concept called wild horse effect. And wild horse effect refers to the horses in Africa that get so wild after they get bit by bats. Johnny, my man, what's going on? So these horses get wild after they get bit by bats, and they call this concept, they call it the wild horse effect. And the reason for that is because once these guys get bit, they get so wild and get out of control that they just run and run and run to get away from these bats, and they literally just drop from exhaustion. They exhaust themselves and they just plump. Sumir, namaste, namaste. You guys gonna like this one. So, and the fact is that the amount of blood that these bats actually take from the horses is not that much. It's actually not that much. It's very minimal. But these horses get so wild and routed up just because they get that bite and they start running, not knowing there's like no bats. And they just got a little bite. But they just kept running and they drop from exhaustion. Which means in a lot of situations, external factors may not be as big as we make them to be. It may be a little bite, and we may make it to be this gash of a wound. And we act so wildly and run so wildly, not even thinking, right? And the truth is, it's not that bad. It really isn't that bad. It doesn't require all the screaming and the blaming and the complaining. And you let that get into you, that's going to ruin you. I'm telling you. And I'll give you an example. Look, the more you let the external stuff affect you, the more you're going to be weaker. You're going to just get chopped and chopped and chopped until you just can't stand. You don't believe me? I'll tell you what. You take a boat out in the sea. You take a boat out in the ocean. Does the boat sink? Does the boat sink? No, right? I mean, there's no amount of water that you can have around the boat that would make the boat sink. You can have the smallest boat in the biggest ocean and it won't sink. Until when? Until when? Until what? There's a hole inside the boat that lets all the water in. No amount of water outside the boat can make the boat sink. But you get one hole in the boat, you better know how to swim or have some life jacket on. True or true? It's what we let inside that makes us sink. Now, at the same time, you can let all this crap in, but on the opposite side, you can also fill yourself with what? Goodness. Right? So these small bites that you get, these speed bumps that you have on the road, these hardships that show up, these curveballs that are thrown at you in life. I'm asking you not to run wild where you get exhausted and collapse. I'm asking you to pause, take a look. It may not be as big of a wound as you think. It may not be as big of a deal. It may not be as big of an excuse as you make it. It may not be. But, we love to glorify our problems, don't we? It's like we get a trophy the bigger and crappier, like the bigger our problems are, the crappier our life is. It's like we get a trophy by explaining it to people, right? Have you thought about that? It's like the way some people explain their hardships in life. It's like, wow, you should like go into acting. That's like amazing. How'd you do that? Explain it so well. Can you explain anything like good that's happened to your life? And then they just go, amazing. So I'm asking you not to be a victim of the wild horse effect. Don't treat these little things now, let me say this as well. Some things in life are pretty big. I'm not saying that everything that happens is very small. See, I can say that because I've been through some really big things, right? I've been through a bunch of stuff, right? So I can say that. But still, in the large comparison, if you were to compare it with some other things, it's not as big as you think, right? The good book says, worry about nothing. Pray for everything in supplication, right? So I'm asking you not to be a victim of wild horse effect. And hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. Drop your thoughts, your comments below. Let this feed grow. I come back and I always check them and answer, reply, do what I gotta do. And with that, if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you gotta do. Spread the love. tag a few folks. And I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, and I help folks create a side income using social media. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.